Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Von Lawston. My group members are Louisiana Durup, Saif Hussein, Trevor Tobin, and today I'll be going through with you medicinal plants. Now, firstly, what are medicinal plants? Now, medicinal plants are basically plant species that are found in herbalism. And when we say herbalism, we simply mean the study of plants and their therapeutic use in the field of medicine. Now, most of the plants in this field are known for their chemical compound or their drug compounds, meaning the things that they produce have various effects on the human body, which can be used to cure various forms of ailments or health problems. Now, this product are basically used by various forms of individuals and even animals. It is also noteworthy to mention that the use of medicinal plants have been dated back as far as the prehistoric civilization, and we'll go more into depth into that when we go into the history of these plants. But continuing on what are medicinal plants, now medicinal plants are being exceedingly used in today's society because of their various benefits that they have. And as such, taxonomists have established various forms of classifying them into different categories. Firstly, they are the anatomical and morphological way of classification, whereas these plants are categorized into various groups based on their structure and their function, as in various things that they can do. And this is considered to be the traditional method of classification and identifying these plant species. Later on, as we developed technology, they introduced a third way of classification, the taxonomic method of classification, where these plants are basically classified based on their chemical characteristics. Now, medicinal plants, due to their rapid increase by the due to the rapid increasing usage by the human population, there have been a heavy demand on these plants and various health sectors to produce these drugs. And as such, little to no consideration is being given to the exploitation of these plants, and an increasing rate or increasing chance of extinction is ever present. Now, the history of medicinal plants. As I previously mentioned, it has been used by prehistoric civilization, as far as records show that medicinal plants have been used as far back as 5 to 3000 BC in the Alps, where it is believed that medicinal or the medicinal properties of these plants were discovered accidentally by icemen. Now, since the classification of these plants into various phases by Theo Hongjin around 400 to 500 BC, it is estimated that today's society uses around 70,000 plant species in traditional medicine.
I will be taking you through the importance and benefits of medicinal plants. So firstly, these type of plants, they tend to play a crucial role in the economic sector globally. From the availability of the data obtained from research prior to the reliance on herbs globally, it is found that approximately three-quarters of the population tend to depend on the use of medicinal plants. Secondly, the safety level of consuming medicinal plant products is very high as it is considered to be remedies that are in sync with nature. It was proven to be very favorable for usage as it does not depend on factors like age or gender. Thirdly, it is believed and it is backed up by ancient scholars that using medicinal plants for curing sickness is better in a sense that there is little to no side effects. Thus, it is decreasing the risk of harming oneself while trying to get relief from an illness. Fourthly, these type of plants are also important as they build an everyday lifestyle for the human population. Some of these herbal plants are used traditionally in human cultural habits. For example, we all may know and we may all heard of someone using tulsi as a form of worship, and it is mostly used by the Hindus. The next point, beside its medicinal properties, herbal plants are also used in manufactured perfumes, the production of food, natural dye, and even proven to be advantageous in the pest control sector. The nutrients obtained from these plants are very dominant in food consumption. These plants, they are known to manufacture and they are known to implement drugs for various illnesses, but an individual diet may contain herbal specimens in order to decrease the risk of encountering illnesses. And an example of this is when some of us may use ginger in our teas. Next, medicinal plants are also known for their unique appearance, and therefore they are used by individuals as decorative purposes. They are also known as active ingredients. Now, as active ingredients, this basically means that some of these plants are used to flavor certain foods, as well as functioning in the production of everyday products used by humans, for example, toothpaste. In terms of health benefits, as a powerful source of antioxidants, these specimens are used in positively influencing health complications like hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and reducing the risk of having cancer. And lastly, many herbal plants are used on a large scale in the beauty industry and even in DIY remedies carried out right at home. These properties are healthy for the skin and even for the hair. I'll now hand you over back to Vondel, who is going to be taking you through specific example of medicinal plants and their usage.
Some of these plants and their medicinal benefits are chamomile, which are basically used to reduce inflammation, skin treatment, and other forms of skin treatment. There are also echinacea or chinacea, which are basically used to um, treat or prevent cold and flu and inflammation, meaning that if you had a wound, these plants were added to the wound to prevent any form of infection from occurring. Now, there's garlic, which I basically used for anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. There are ginook, which are used by asthmatic persons and to treat bronchitis. There are also ginger, which I previously mentioned in our food. It is used to treat nausea. There are milk thistles, which are basically used to treat liver conditions and high cholesterol. They are St. John's wort, which are basically used as antidepressants. And as you can see, some of these flowers are very good or very appealing to the eye. So they are also used as decorations. They are also valeriae, which are basically used for sleeplessness and to reduce anxiety. Now, some local medicinal plants that we know of that may not be scientifically backed are things like aloe, which are used for biliousness and relief of stomach pain. They are dandelion, which are used for diabetes. Um, Fever grass, as the name suggests, used for fever. There's guava leaf, which we soak sometimes in our tea to get, which we use to treat indigestion or stomach pain. There are money tree, which are used for skin treatment, itches and rashes. Noni, which is the fruit that we use for toothache, the heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. There are also sweet broom, which are used for fever. Then there are teasum, teasum, which are used for fever. Turmeric, which is used for the clear throat when you have cold and so on. You basically use this to clear throat from the cold. And then wild black pepper, which I use for back pain. And then you have thyme leaf or oregano, which I use for pain and reduce inflammation. And with that, it brings us to the end of our presentation. I'd like to thank you for your time.